wants to hold on to it like you hold on to your stuff. Okay. Okay, I guess I'm gonna take your bag. Do you want me to take your bag? I need you to sit down, please, and wait your turn. Thank you. Go ahead, Gabriel, you're all right. Go ahead and sit down.
Okay.
Ready?
Oh, you got some stuff today. All right, so let's see. Things we can talk about. We can either talk about maybe some history.
Can you just set it over here by his bag? And then when you're done, you can have it. Let's do that. He just wants to set it over here. And hey, Gabriel, look, as soon as you're finished with your session, you can have it back. Cool?
Cool. Okay. All right, we've got a little bit of history we could do. So this would be H for history. Or, let's see, should we do some science? So these will be our two options. Okay. So history is up here, and then science is down here.
H.
H, good. Then move it.
Alright.
I, good.
No.
S, good. Keep going.
A.
T, good. Next is
O.
O, R, and a little over. Y. Okay, let's do some history. Bunch of options here. Okay, so this, I think we'll do this one today. This one is about people in ancient times. Okay, so ANCIE into ancient. Okay, so just for a little bit of dictation, I'm going to show you this one, and then we're going to practice spelling that one. Okay, so ancient is our first.
A.
A, good. In, good. Keep moving.
C.
C, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good. I, good. Keep going.
E.
E, mm-hmm. Put it right on the letter.
M.
You're a little off.
In.
In, and then
T.
T, good. Okay, so we're talking about these ancient people and how these people would worship. Okay, WORSHIP. So over the course of history, people have different religions, different things that they find important, and this was this practice of people worshiping the sun. S-U-N. So instead of any kind of a god or a deity, they were worshiping the
S.
S. Good. Now move your elbows.
U.
U. And now lift your elbows a little bit. In, exactly. They were worshiping the sun. And even though this is something they did a long time ago, we can still see some elements of their practice today. Like their worship has an effect on things that people do today. Okay, so we have this word sun, and this whole lesson is based around how they worship the sun. So you can tell me some kind of word that goes with sun. Anything you think of. I. Okay. Next. In. Okay, the I and in, maybe one word. R. Okay, so maybe this is a phrase. We'll see where you're going with it. R. Oh, R and S would make sense. So remember our rules about making it make sense. I. Okay, what's your next one? In. Okay, we got I in. In. Okay, try another one.
H.
Oh, you know what? You're still on in here. Okay, we've got in. In. Okay, now move it to something that makes sense.
O.
O. Okay. J doesn't make sense, so after O.
M.
You know, we can go with moon. Okay, so M-O-O-N. Yeah, the sun and the moon, opposites. And I'm sure out in history there are some people who have worshipped the moon at some point. These people would be worshiping the sun. So going back to Japan, we can see some evidence of people worshiping the sun within the royal family. Okay, so this country here, the first one we're talking about is, pull it down a bit. J, that's okay, I'll say it. Now move it.
A.
A, good. Then, yes, P, good, lift it. All the way, keep going.
A.
A and N, yes, okay, so Japan, in their royal family. Their royal family says that if you were to trace their ancestry back to the very first person to ever start the family, they believe that their family started with the sun goddess, and her name was Amaterasu. So instead of starting with a person, like a great grandmother, grandfather, instead they started with
G.
G. Good. Now move your elbows.
J.
You're almost there. Move it a little. Right on it.
O.
Oh, good. Now lift your hands. G-O. Almost there.
J.
D. Now keep going.
E.
E. Okay, so we've got G, D, E,
S.
S, S. Yeah, started with this sun goddess. Another way we can see this in today is that in English, of course, we have one day of the week based off of the sun. And this apparently originates from the sun-worshipping Europeans. So language is kind of funny, it comes from all different places, and we could say this day of the week is very apparent that it comes from this kind of tradition. Oh, you're a little off. Try it again.
S.
Yes, good. Now move these elbows, good.
U.
U, good. Move them a little more. S-U. Ooh, that would be sir. Try to get this elbows. Just need to lift it a little bit more. In, and here we got sun, and lift them just off your leg here. Okay, that would be soon, almost there.
G.
D, good, all the way.
A.
A, and then pull it down to this bottom arm. Move your elbows, move your elbows. Okay, that's sun Daz. Z or Y at the end?
Y.
Y, there it is. You're very close, just one off. Okay, so our Sunday is based off of this European tradition of worshiping the sun. So it wasn't just Japan, it wasn't just one continent. Europeans also did this as well. Now, a lot of these beliefs got translated into other concepts that we use today. So the first example we're going to talk about is a calendar. So we have C-A-L-E-N-D-A-R. So I'm going to show you this one. It's a little bit longer. We're going to keep practicing that, spelling the full word without missing. So for this one, go ahead and really move this down. It's a calendar. Oh, actually try it this way. Calendar. One off.
C.
C. Calendar.
A.
A. Linder.
A.
L. Good move. Ender.
E.
E. Push.
In.
In. Good. Finish. Der.
Der.
Good. Touch that sound.
G.
D. Then
A.
A. And finish with sound. A little off. That would be calendus. Maybe just a little more.
R.
Yeah, the calendar. Okay, so we're going to look a little bit about the history. So Actually, the first calendars were based off of the moon cycle. So I spelled the word moon earlier, that actually comes into our lesson here. The moon's cycles. I think I said moon's calendar. The moon cycles. But today our calendar is based off of what we call the Gregorian calendar. So Gregorian, Gregorian calendar. And that is, okay, so if someone asked how many days a year we have in our calendar, okay, some people might say something like 30, or some people might say 365. 30, okay, so we'll start with 3. This one. Okay, next number. 6, you're right, and 5, exactly, yeah, 365. So this is how our, whoops, I did that backwards, 365. Our Gregorian calendar is based today. And what it's based on is the time it takes for the Earth to orbit the sun. So 365 days, this is E, for it to get all the way around. And every planet, besides the Earth, we have a different kind of a calendar, a different kind of a year. So 1 year on Earth is different than a year on another planet. Okay, so we could say that the calendar is based around how long it takes the Earth to do this. O. Go back to the first one. You had it originally.
Oh.
R. Okay, now lift your elbows super high. Get to that top row.
A.
You might go to the one you went to before. Or. So that or. Kind of doing a little jump. So try and get the first one you think of.
B.
B. There you go. Yeah, it's jumping right off the correct one.
A.
I. It's okay. And
T.
yeah. Okay, so orbit. So if Earth is not the only thing that orbits the sun, we have all these other planets. Maybe you can think of some other planet that belongs in this picture here that orbits the sun. So any other planet.
A.
Okay, we're gonna start with A. Let's see what you come up with. S. Okay. Good with those. Okay, we've got ask. Okay, so maybe you have some more.
Triangle.
P. Okay.
R.
R. Okay. All right, S wouldn't make sense, but a couple things over there would, so hold this pencil.
O.
O. Okay, we've got P-R-O.
O.
Okay, this one is in. Yeah, even if it comes, I'll take the one you touched instead of the one you say.
E.
E. Yes, okay. I'm gonna keep writing, and maybe I'll ask you a question in between. P-R-O-N-E-S, okay, and there's some letter at the end. Promise. Okay, so it looks like you might have, let's pause right here and start with this first one. You said ask. So I wonder if you have a question here. So you can say why, Chris, or anything. Okay, push it right on it.
What?
Why? Okay, lift it.
A.
E, and, oh, questions are good. Okay, so, yes for a question.
B. A.
Okay, now questions, of course, and you know what a question is, but I'm gonna give you a little guide guidance here, since we haven't done too much open-ended here, like a what, a how, a why, when, these kind of a thing. Okay. C. Yeah, they can start with other things too. I was just trying to do a little. C. Okay. Lift your elbows.
H.
H. Okay.
O.
O. Okay. C-H-O.
S.
S.
E.
E. Okay, we got chose or choose.
G.
G. R.
R. E.
E. Okay, let me see what that and D here. Keep going.
A.
A. Okay, so maybe there's an extra letter in here, that's okay. So this looks like great, G-R-E-A-T. So
Oh,
it shows great. In. Okay, something that makes sense after in, get it right. A nice
Oh, yeah.
E. Oops. Yeah, if it's nice and firm in your hand, you'll get to the letter a little bit better.
E.
E. Okay, we got an E.
E.
Okay, after that, go ahead and move it.
A.
Okay, we got an A.
H.
Okay, here's where it wouldn't make sense. Okay, so let's start after this. Chose or choose great and go to the first letter.
G.
Okay, to your next one. Oh, G and C wouldn't make sense, the first letter.
H.
H, okay. Next letter. I. S, that's okay, I'll say it. I'll wait for you for a second. T, next one, go ahead. Okay, we got H-I-S-T, so this could make a word, I can follow along, keep going with it. Oh, you know what, there, that would be better. E might not make sense, but keep going.
O.
O. Next, move that hand.
R.
R. Okay. And that would be his stores. So after R, go ahead and move it.
R.
R. And pull it down.
S.
S or Y makes more sense.
Y.
Y. Okay, so you chose great history.
Doo-doo.
You can keep going. C. Yeah, if you feel like you need to A, not say anything, that's okay too. Use your voice or not, either way. C-A. In. Can. D. E. O. Okay, so try this word one more time. D-E-O might not make anything, but okay, E. Oh, let's try this one more time. So this looks like the start of your question. So can. D. Okay, E. In. Let's see what it says. In. Okay. All right, right, so let me pause here. This word's getting a little scrambled. I wonder, to me, this question looks like it might be going towards, like, maybe we kind of switch to science and you're wanting to stay back on track on history. Like, maybe it's a little too sciencey for your taste. Okay, so you could say maybe,
No, that'd be good.
Y for yes or N for no? If I were to take a guess. Okay, which one is that?
S.
Okay, so try again. Let's see, either of these. If I'm wrong, you can tell me, but we'll check. So let's see. Put it back in this hand just like this. A nice strong grip will help you get the right letter. G. Okay. C. Alright, G, C, E doesn't make sense, so this one either you could say Y for yes or N for no. And we'll see where you might be going with this. Okay?
What?
Y, alright.
E.
E, and move it. Yeah, hold it really good, firm. Try and get a firm S with that. There, that's better. Okay, yeah, so the positioning of your pencil is gonna help too. Alright, so, yeah, you chose great history, and then your question might have been like, can we switch back? I think it got just a little lost in that last one, but yes, this is this is a little sizey. It gets back to some history right around here. I was gonna loop it back. We just sometimes can go off into different directions. And sometimes history and science overlap a little bit. But let's see. Then there's this, okay, I'm gonna show you some real history, this pyramid. So we have Pyramid. Okay, here's this one here. Check out that spelling. We'll spell it here, and then I'm gonna show you a picture. Get away from that science.
P.
P, good. Hold on.
What?
Y. Rumid. R. Amid.
A.
A. And then good. Really straighten that grip. In. Good. Next is
A.
I and D. Okay, much better with that grip. So I'm going to show you this picture. This is a pyramid from the Mayans. Okay, so let me see. Mayan pyramid at, I don't even know how to say this one. I'm just going to put it in here. Chichen Itza in Mexico. Okay. So there are a lot of pyramids over here. This is what we're going to check out. Okay, so they think that this pyramid was actually not just a beautiful structure that they had, probably for some worshiping. They also think it was part of a solar calendar. I can see why you think this is science now. All right, that makes sense. So they think, along with just being beautiful architecture, it was also a kind of, hold it straight like this, and that way you won't get C. Good. Because it'll twist and get to the next letter. A. Oh, one off. Move it a little bit. Limit. L. Okay. Nice grip there. E. Good. In. Callan. Okay, good. D. Good, keep going. A. And yes, right on. R. Yeah, exactly. So they think it was a kind of solar calendar. Now here's some interesting things a little more into the structure here. All of the steps on this picture add up to 365. So you can't really tell in the picture because it's kind of far away. You can't really see the details, but they say that there are 365 steps on there, which we just discussed was the amount of time it takes to get around the sun.
Yeah.
Then, during the spring and fall, during the first day of the spring and the first day of the fall, there's actually these shadows that form on the steps that seem to form a snake. Okay, let me see if I can get a good picture of this one. Okay. And you can tell me if you think that's what it looks like. Ah, okay. Here's this. Okay, so on this side here, there's the shadow that's dark here, this light strip, and if you were to zoom in,
Oh.
it's a little bit zigzag like this. Okay, so the idea, their belief, is that these shadows look like a, okay, in, now this.
Oh.
Oh, okay, so it seems like you don't think this looks like
Ooh.
a snake.
S.
S, okay, good. Really get that good curve in there. In, is that right? S, in. A, good, move it. Push it all there, you're correct.
Okay.
K, and, yeah, move your elbows super high. E, no snake, interesting, okay. I can kind of see it, but I don't know. You know, I'd have to know what the animal is beforehand to kind of see that. There's the picture that I'm talking about. There's the actual pyramid in the background, and then it's a little bit zigzagged in here.
Oh,
So-
yeah, you can kind of see it.
Yeah, a little bit. You have to really stretch your mind. Okay, so let's see. Now, okay, so since we have just a little more time, and a lot of this, it could be more on the sciencey side, I will pause here and let you try a little bit of some dirty knitted. Okay, so before, we were talking about any word that goes with sun. But what you can do for this here, since you're doing really well, you can try, how about a sentence that has the word sun in it? So that's your, it can be anything on the sun, any thought or idea, it just has to have that word sun in it. Doesn't have to be science-based.
C.
C, okay, starting with C, good, and make sure that grip is really nice.
B.
Okay, B,
Two.
now make it make sense?
H.
Oh, we got C, B, and H, which doesn't make sense together, so try again.
S.
S, okay, we'll start with S.
T.
T. Okay, put your hands.
T.
T. Okay, now, good, take this, hold it, nice and, oh, that W doesn't make sense. What's that?
R.
R, okay, that would make sense. STR, yeah, make sure you're adding all your letters in there. In wouldn't make sense, but yeah, move it over just a bit. O would make more sense. STRO. Okay, what's next?
O.
O, then keep going.
In.
In. Oh, in, try again. STRON. In. You know what, go back to it. Move your hand. Take this pencil and then get a really good position on it.
A.
Okay, so we have STRON. A makes more sense, or G to finish this word?
G.
G, okay, let's go with strong.
G.
G, okay.
A.
In. J doesn't make sense to try again. Take this one. Oh, M and C wouldn't make sense, so tell me the first letter.
H.
H, okay.
E.
E. Okay.
A.
A. Oops, drop my pen. Okay. HEA. You're close to one that makes sense.
T.
Okay, strong heat.
R.
R. Oh, we got QRS. hold this really nice and strong.
E.
E.
K.
Okay, I'm not sure K makes sense, but try again.
Okay.
Okay. Let me scoot this a little bit since your legs are now up. I. Okay.
In.
In. Okay. So we got I
In.
in. Next one.
O.
O. Okay, keep going. Okay, move your elbows.
P.
Okay, P. Oh, this one might not make sense. Now we got a couple extra. You can tell me if there's any more or if you might be done. So these two letters. It can just be a phrase. So M for more or D for done?
D.
D. Okay, that's fine. You can do a phrase.
O.
O. Good. Move it to the next one.
In.
In and all the way. All the way to the end. There's a silent letter.
E.
E. Okay, so we've got strong heat. And then we say done. Yeah, sometimes if you just have a phrase and then I keep holding the board in front of you, it might just be like, okay, you're just touching letters to kind of give an answer, but you can always say, that's all I have, end or done. That way I don't keep pestering you to spell more words. Yes, strong heat is perfect for some. Okay. All right, so now what we can do, since we did a lot of like spelling, open-ended, sentences, maybe switch to the last few minutes with math. Okay, so we have done some money math, fractions. Let's do a little bit of some expanded multiplication. I think we've done multiplication.
Good.
Do you remember if we've done? We have, okay.
Yeah, because you were showing the boxes.
Okay,
I think, yeah.
yes,
Pretty
okay,
sure.
that makes sense. All right, so multiplication, but a little bit expanded. So we can have these easy, simple multiplication where it's like 3 times 4, single digit times single digit. And if we get the concept of that, then we can kind of do it a little bit quicker. And we have 3 times 4, 1, and second number is 2, which is 12, exactly. Or if I said 3 times 2, push your hand. Times 2, yeah, 3 times 2 is? 6, exactly. So if we remember these, then we can combine all of these smaller ones with longer multiplication. So we can do double digit to start times single digit. We'll start there. So if I said like 13 times 30 here. Now some people would be able to do this in their head. I'm gonna make it kind of slightly more difficult as we move on. We're gonna start, and I'm gonna use some tape to shoot with this column. We're gonna put it vertically. Some people might do it differently in their head, but like this. I'm gonna start 3 times 3. So take the single digit over here and move straight up. So 3 times 3 times 3. And then what's your answer?
Hold.
Okay, try again. 3 times 3.
3.
3 times 3. It's actually one more than that. So 3 and 3 is 6 plus 3. And then, let's get back just a bit.
9.
Exactly, it's 9. So we're going to put 9 here. And then we're going to move it this way. So it goes straight up and straight across. 3 times 1. 3 times 1.
3.
3, there you go. So this one is 39. So for 1 times double digit, we just have to remember, put the smaller, shorter number down here and go straight up, straight to the left. Show you one more. Okay, so what about 22 times 4? Okay, so we're gonna go straight up and start with 4 times 2. 4 plus 4, 1 4. Okay, times 2.
8.
8, exactly. Okay, and then same thing, this one's an easier version because it's the same thing. 4 times 2.
8.
8, so then you have 88. So you can do things like 22 times 4 is 88, and working with slightly bigger numbers. Okay, but, so now that one's pretty easy to remember, but sometimes they're going to give you double digit times double digit, which then makes it just a little more complicated because you have to remember a few more steps. So I could say 12 times 23. Okay, now we're going to put them vertically again and line them up, ones columns and tens columns. We're gonna start the exact same way, so we're gonna go straight up. 3 times 2 to start. Times, 3 times 2. You got that, 3? Oh, a little bit less. Try again, so 3 times 2, we did this one a little earlier.
6.
Is 6, okay. And then 3 times 1, I think we've done all these earlier, so next time I'll change the numbers. Oh, instead of plus 1, it's times 1. 3. Now we've run out of things to multiply here, so we're gonna put placeholder number, and that's 0. 0 always has to come for this next row. We're gonna put it right underneath. So our placeholder number will always be this 0. I'll take that one, moving on. And then we're gonna move on to the tens column. We've got 2 times 2. 4, good. And the next one, I'm gonna show you. I'm actually not gonna say it out loud because I want you to check it out, and maybe that echo of my number won't be there. Okay. 2, exactly, good. Yeah, I noticed you're saying like the last one I say or something like that, so you can look at it, that's another skill too. Now you have 36 and 240. They're on top of each other. You have to add them as the next step. See, it's a lot of different multiplication. You know how to add, so we can combine this to do this double digit multiplication. Now you're this one. Okay, so we're adding. I'm gonna give you my tape again and let you look at it. Okay, so this is the first one. This one and this one. Okay, so we have 6 plus 0, so 6 plus nothing.
6.
6, good. This one, I'm still gonna show you, but I'll say it out loud. Now we're adding, so 3 and 4. So 3 plus 4.
2.
You actually touched 7, that's okay. 7, I'll say that one, and then 2 plus nothing, so it stays the same number, nothing changes about this column.
3.
Try again. 2, good. A little bit of bouncing. Okay, so then you've got 276. So 12 times 23 becomes 276. And you've done this nice long problem. Okay, so let's see. Let's end here with just a couple smaller ones. What about 12 times, did we do this one? 12 times 3. We did 13 times 3. Okay, 12 times 3 to end on. We're going up. 3 times 2. Again, I'm choosing the same small number, sorry. 3 times 2. 6. Okay, and then moving it up. 3 times 1. 3 times 1.
3.
3, there you go. So we've got 36. And some people will actually say, break this up into 10 and 2 and say 3 times 10 plus 3 times 2, and they get 36 that way. So some people's brain likes it better that way, other people like to see the visual kind of things.
Yes.
Alright, we'll switch.
I do.
Our pencils could drop.